Do you ever tell yourself that you're just no good at selling? Do you know what? I absolutely get it. And I'm going to be covering in the next couple of episodes of the podcast, of the Stable Business Podcast, 5 lies that you really need to stop telling yourself in your business. Because this is something that's developed out of some Instagram posts actually that I've been putting out there. And people have been telling me that these are things that they do often tell themselves. So I thought, I need to come and talk to you all about it. So we're going through the 5 lies that you need to stop telling yourself in business. Number 1, I am no good at sales. So stay tuned because I have got some amazing tips for you.
Welcome to the Equine Business Assistant Podcast, helping you build a better business to live life on your terms. With your host, Jenny Bush.
So here's the thing, right? I know that you are really good at what you do. Like, you are really good at what you do, whether it's selling horse equipment or you are out there as a coach or as a rider or as a physio. I know that you're really, really good at what you do. But when it comes to sales and marketing, it feels totally out of your comfort zone. And you know that your business can't grow without it. But there's still that, oh, I don't like doing it. I'm no good at this. There's all of those mindset gremlins that are going on. And so I want to talk to you today a little bit about those and how you can really look at what is going on, but also what we need to know about sales and selling so that we can go forward in our businesses without feeling that icky thing. So today I'm looking at covering it, what sales really are, the big lie that you've been believing about sales, and how you can actually overcome all of this to improve your income. So if you are new here, welcome. I am Jenny Bush. I'm an online consultant and coach, and I help you create a stable yet galloping business on your terms. I'm a bit of a unicorn. I'm part strategist, part implementer, part ideas genius, and I'm a conscious consultant. And so I look to help you with your business in many different ways. But of course, I mainly focus on equestrian businesses because I absolutely love horses and I love the industry, and I see that there's so much good that we need to be getting out into the world because the world needs you. So anyway, let's talk about today. So today we are talking all about sales. And it's one of those things that often come up when I'm having transition track audits with people, or if we're having coaching sessions, or people are just like, I just don't feel like I'm good at selling myself. And here's the thing, you don't really have to sell yourself. You just have to be you. You just have to be you. And it's kind of getting yourself to a stage where you feel confident and comfortable actually just going out there. And so there's a few things that we can do to really help you with your mindset around sales so that you can just go out there and sell. Now, one of the big problems that I've seen around sales for a long, long time is people's perception of what selling and sales actually mean. Because I think we've all had those moments when we've just not been happy with things that have been sold to us. And the problem is, if you've a lot of the time when we felt bad about having things sold to us is normally when we feel that we've been pushed into it. And I don't believe that anybody should be taught to push people into sales. I like if people are wanting what you've got, you shouldn't have to convince them. There shouldn't be any of that pushiness. There shouldn't be any of that icky feeling. And it's no good learning those techniques where you're trying to persuade people and overcome the objections and actually push them into something that they don't want, because you know that they will regret it, and that's when you end up with chargebacks and returns and lots of things. So it's not a good strategy anyway. So all of these 1980s salesmen, the sleazy ones that are just trying to get the money, sadly they've given sales a bad name, and they've made it very difficult for you as a business owner to move forward, because you feel like that's what you need to do, and it's so not. So sales, what are sales? Sales are just the opportunity for somebody to work with you and you to serve them, to solve their problems. And everything that you're selling is solving a problem. You should never need to convince anybody to buy. Yeah. So it's just a case of like asking people and just getting to the point of what it is that they actually need, so you actually really understand them. So if somebody's saying to you, well, I'm looking for a horse, understanding what it is that they need and then deciding, can you help? And then if you can help, it's just a case of inviting somebody to work with you. There shouldn't ever be any ickiness on either side, really. If somebody's looking for what you've got and they approach you, fabulous. And so when it comes to marketing, because sales and marketing kind of go hand in hand, and I'll talk a little bit on marketing in the next episode, because the next episode is I'm no good at marketing. So these are the 5 lies that we're talking about: no good at sales, no good at marketing. If I ask for help, I am incapable and I don't know what I'm doing, or I'm not good enough. My competitors are better than me is lie number 4. Yeah, and worrying about competitors. And lie number 5 is I need it all to be perfect and ready before I can sell. So if any of those resonate with you, you need to make sure that you are subscribing to the podcast to get those ones next week as well. So selling is just your opportunity to serve somebody and to put your solution in their hands. Yeah, if what you are selling genuinely doesn't have that solution, you're not going to be able to sell it. And if you have moments where you aren't confident in the product, don't even try and sell it. You need to work on what it is that's going on with the product. Test it out, get some feedback, make it what you need it to be, and then you'll have the confidence to actually go out there and sell it. And sometimes this is why we often get other people to do the selling for us, because it's easier for somebody else to see the value than ourselves, because we tie up all our emotions into our what we're doing, especially for us that are really, really conscious of how we like to sell and how we like to do business and how we offer things. So it's hard for us to value that, but we need to see the value in it, and we need to see that actually, can I help? And then just inviting somebody to work with you. So how can you sell without feeling icky? How can you get into a pattern, into a habit where you are actually able to really truly help people? And I know you're in business because you really truly care. You really care about people. You really care about the horses. And I know I've just said you care about people. And I know we often go, oh, yeah, but we do. You want the best done by the horse. You want the best done by the owner, and your right people are your right people. And I think sometimes we get hung up, especially in business, that we want to serve everybody. We want to serve everybody, and we want to be nice to everybody and want everybody to like us. And you also need to get comfortable with it's not the right fit for everybody. You're not the right fit for everybody. You can't serve everybody. You can't help everybody. And I have this with a lot of physios who often end up overbooking themselves and taking on a lot of pain because they can't put the boundary in place, because they genuinely do want to help everybody, but you can't. None of us can. Even the other day I was talking to another one of my clients, and we looked at the stats on how many horses there were in the UK, and it was something like 800. I want to say it's 840,000 or something. Don't quote me on that, please don't. But there was hundreds of thousands of horses in the UK, and she'd got some issues around selling her products, because she was just like, oh, why would anybody want another rug or whatever? Why would anybody want another rug? And I said, but there's 800,000 horses. Out of all the shops in the country, how many rugs do you want to sell? Do you really want to sell 800,000? And there is that option that it's there. Yeah, that it's not. Don't let it shrink to what is going on in your mind. It's just a fear that's happening, that's coming up, that's bubbling up to the surface, and see it for what it is, because a lot of the time it's not true. And then when we were able to add those things to your products and your offers and your services, and again, this ties in a little bit with the other lie of people sell it, the other lie that people tell themselves, which is, I'm just trying to flick through. Sorry, I've got my screen open, so I'm just trying to flick through. I can't see it. Yeah, that. Why is it not showing to me now? So there is another lie that your competitors are better than you, and they have similar offers, and why would anybody want yours? And so sometimes that can hold us back at not selling, because we just think, well, they can go to anybody. But people often come for you and what you can do. So when we're going back to sales, I always get a little bit off on a tangent there, so I apologize for that. But so when it comes back to sales, how can you sell without feeling icky? And so I often talk about applying your aids to sell, and I often talk about asking the questions, inviting the opportunity to sell, D is for like deciding, making that decision if they're a good fit. And this kind of works both ways. So like, yeah, decide if they're a good fit, decide what you can do to help, and if you want to help. And it is okay at this point to think, no, I can't. Yeah, this is where your boundaries need to come into selling. So you've got asking your questions, you've got some like intrigue. So you can either be for invite there and then if it's really obvious, or just be intrigued a little bit more. Just go a bit deeper. What is it that they really want? Is your product or service going to deliver everything that they want to? Because that's then going to help you to make that decision. And that's what you're trying to do. The whole time you're having those conversations with people, the whole time you're putting things on social media or in your marketing, make sure you're asking the questions. Make sure you're getting the feedback. Can you help this person? And it even translates into, so once somebody's commented on your Instagram post or your Facebook post or something, or somebody's commented on it, go into the messages, talk to that person, but rather than go straight in with here's my offer and product, unless you know that they're ready there, ask those questions. Make sure it's a good fit. If it's a good fit, they will feel it, you will feel it, and then there won't be any of that ickiness ever, because they won't feel pressured. You won't feel that you've pushed them into something they don't want. You'll be sure that you can help. And if you're sure that you can help and they still say no, that's okay. Right? That's okay. Just think of it this way. It's like when somebody goes into a shop to buy a pair of shoes, and there's this gorgeous pair of shoes, and they really do want them, but they put them on and it just doesn't fit. Just doesn't fit. So they say no and they walk away. Now, you could end up going like, oh gosh, I didn't get the sale. It's so bad. But in 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, their feet may have grown and they'll walk back into the shop and they'll put that shoe on and they'll be ready and they'll say yes. No doesn't mean no forever. No just means not right now. Not right now. And unless it's a definite no, I don't want to work with you, don't take it as a rejection. Like, I think a lot of people are frightened of offering, inviting in case somebody says no. And think of all the times when actually, yeah, you've just said to somebody, I can't right now, but I will do later. And that's all it is. And sometimes it's about planting those seeds. So you've asked the questions, you've done your research, you're intrigued into how you can help, you've made a decision, and then you're doing your suggestions to make the sale. So you're suggesting, well, you could do this, you could do that. Um, and you just put it out there. And yet, if they say yes, fabulous. You can then go on and onboard them, sell them, make the money, do all the transactiony stuff. But if they say no, just remember it's just often might just not be the right time. But actually, they might have a friend who suddenly they go, do you know what? Such and such offered me this, and it would be really good for you. And they might send their friend your way, or they might just come back later. And actually, the more we do that, the more we're getting out there, the more we're offering what we do, the more we're telling people what we do, the easier it becomes for us because we feel confident in it. And the more sales we're going to make long term, because say sometimes these things take time. Some people are ready to give you their money now. They're ready with the click of the hat the minute you say it's this much. They will give you the money without a blink of an eye. Some other people just take a bit more time, or they go, okay, right, I need to do that, or say, right, I'm going to work with Jenny. Like, I have clients that say to me, oh yeah, I really want to do that, but I haven't got the money right now. But they know how much it's going to be, so they're going to go away and earn that, and then in 6 months' time, they might come back to me and say, I'm ready. What have you got? So it could be exactly the same with you too. So stop telling yourself the lie that you are no good at sales. Sales is not anything to worry about. Sales is just serving. Sales is I say sales are a skill, but it's more a skill of questions, like understanding which questions you need to ask. And a lot of the time, I will often advise people, say you want to try and get as many yeses. So ask the questions that, when they say yes to it, they're probably a good fit. So, for example, like I've got my Nail It Mastermind, and I often talk about my Nail It Mastermind. And so I'll say to people, okay, what is it you're looking for? Is accountability important to you? And if they say yes, I think, okay, that's a bit close. And do you feel like you need some one-to-one support? Because there's 2 levels in my Nail It Mastermind. And if they said yes or no, then I know that I can offer them the level without the one-to-one, and perhaps they could do some group. Or if they feel that they really do need one-to-one support, I might actually say to them, actually, you need it one-to-one and not in my group. So you can think about those questions that you can ask to help you, because again, sales are to help you to get the ideal clients, to get those perfect paying people, to grow your business. So I hope that's been useful today. If this helped you, make sure that you do subscribe to the podcast, because I would love to make sure that you get in on the others. So remember, the future podcasts that are coming in this series are about 5 lies to stop telling yourself is that you're no good at sales. So that was this one. The next episode is going to be no good at marketing. So if you find that you are often going, oh, I'm rubbish at marketing, I can't market it myself, join into the next podcast. I'm going to be talking about the mindset all around marketing. Lie number 3 is if I ask for help, I'm incapable and I don't know what I'm doing. Lie number 4 is my competitors are better than me and they have similar offers, so why would they want mine? And lie number 5 is that I need it all to be ready and perfect before I'm ready to sell it. So if any of those ring true, please do make sure you hit subscribe on the podcast so that you don't miss any of those future episodes. And also, if you haven't already watched my 3 secrets to a stable business, this is a free mini training that I would love to gift to you, which goes through 3 things that I see very often in equine businesses. And it's going to give you a mindset shift that's going to help you to just move forward in your business. So do go and get that. All you need to do is go to jennybush.com. So it's Jenny with an I, JENNI, bush.com/stable to get it. And of course, if you'd like to get my eyes on your business or find out more about how you can work with me, head to jennybush.com. But for now, I hope you enjoyed the podcast and I will see you for the next episode. Well, I say see you. You'll hear me. Thank you for having me in your earbuds and I'll speak to you soon. Take care.